forgot to get my intro music moved over to this PC, so I will, instead of listening to that jazzy pre-canned music, because of course, thanks to the copyright laws, you can't play. I was just listening to some Stone Temple Pilots, but I'll wait a second here since I can't play that. I can't, and I forgot to move my royalty-free music over. I'll just give a sec here to make sure the stream is running, and then we'll get started. So, as always, just so you know, 8 p.m. sharp every week. So, barring some unusual situation, I'm always on time, never late, never, ever, 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 ever late. But all right, we got some viewers. All right, you had to listen to me ramble instead of the royalty-free music. So welcome everyone, welcome back. I mean, what a day! What a day! Virus plays a textbook piece of crap oil and gas stock short squeeze. Some solid swing trades. Man, just an incredible day in penny stock. Well, low price stock land, I should say. So anyway, that being said, let's get to work. As always, we are discussing our primary agenda is the weekly watch list. That is, it goes out every Sunday. Let me get over to chat here. So that weekly watch list goes out every Sunday. It's free. Check it out. But I spend, I would hope you would sign up for it. I mean, I spend a couple hours on it every Sunday trying to pick, quote unquote, the best stocks of the week, and it's free. I mean, you can't. I mean, even if you don't read it, I guess my point would be, even if you don't even read it, which I don't know why you wouldn't, at least just sign up. It's freaking free. You can just delete the email if you don't read it. So anyway, that being said, let's get to work. Chewie. This is a play I really, really, really like because it's one of those trades that just makes sense. I like to talk about macroeconomic. I like to talk about, theory a lot. And, the virus stuff, it's one of those situations where it really is what it is. I mean, you can stay home. You can wear a mask. You can make the right decisions, which you should. But at the end of the day, there isn't much you can do. Not much you can do, not much I can do. But, you take the little steps to flatten the curve. But the world will do what the world will do. And what I love about Chewie is I just think it's the new normal. I mean, many of you know, if you follow me on social media, I've got a big old black Labrador, beautiful dog, love him. I've got, I don't even know how many cats we have. I mean, I live in a rural area. I've actually got a little building that my daughter made me build for these cats. So I think we've got 4 cats right now. I mean, so I get Chewy boxes almost as much as I get Amazon boxes because my wife is always ordering treats and cat food and dog toys. And I mean, Chewy's awesome. The stuff shows up fast. And I'll tell you this, maybe it's just my area, but when that FedEx guy shows up, obviously this isn't hard data. There's days, usually I kind of go out and meet him, and, he opens up the back of that FedEx truck, and like a third of that truck it's a third Amazon, and it's a third Chewy, and then it's a third other stuff. So Chewy didn't do much today, but man, watch that 52-week level. And I think this is a stay-at-home play. This is a changing world play. I mean, to me, once you order your dog food, your cat food from Chewy, it's almost like, remember the first time you ordered from Amazon? The first time you did like the one-click order and the stuff showed up the next day, and you're like, why was I doing it the old way? So I think Chewie is that. I think this is definitely a stay-at-home play. It's a 52-week high, too. I mean, listen, there aren't many stocks at 52-week highs, and Chewie hit it on, well, would have been Thursday because the market was closed Friday. So watch this thing for new highs. You get new highs, I think you got yourself a solid setup on Chewie. Next one is NLS. Boo-yah! Man, what a move today on really what I would call, I mean, listen, NLS is a real stock. I mean, this isn't some sketchy, low float biotech virus play. I mean, this is a real company, and this was on the weekend watch list. We told you to watch for new highs. New high was $4. Let's say again, you were on the weekend watch list. You like the stay-at-home fitness idea. You buy that $4 break. You risk a green to red. So maybe you're in at 4. You're risking 375. You're going to stop out on that green to red. Dude, you're up $1 a share right now. I mean, that's 4 to 1 risk to reward right there. If you bought at 4, stopped out at 375, that's 25 cents of risk. You're sitting this thing closed at a 4 to 1 risk to reward. I mean, that's a great opportunity in, again, just a simple breakout. I mean, a lot of these lines that I draw, a lot of these key levels, it's not rocket science, man. It's just look at that. Look at where my mouse is hovering. $4 was a break from January, February, and today. It broke that triple top. It's a stay-at-home, shelter-in-place play. Look at the volume. Highest volume in a year. That's the recipe, baby. You know, I talk about these sheets that I use in Stocks to Trade Pro a lot. NLS checks basically every box. So congrats to anybody that took NLS. NG gold play. Woo! Look at that red to green. Red to greens. I love. Let me read you the notes. And remember, this is the watch list from yesterday. I'm not making these things up, okay? This is in your inbox if you signed up. One of our main gold watches on the watch list. I did a quick scan of my notes, and this has been our watch list 5 times the last year or so. Huge moves the last few days, and new 52-week high on volume Thursday. Reminder, markets were closed Friday. Many traders see the Fed and governments printing money, and it's logical to head to gold to fight back against inflation and the dollar devaluing. You ready for it? Look for week open red to greens all week. What'd this stock do today? Woo! Woo! Talk about a textbook week open red to green. Look at that. It drops red right out of the gate, goes as low as 950, goes back green at 10, whole dollar, half dollar. Those are key levels we look for. Also a new 52-week high. Also high volume. Also a red to green. And it's gold. I mean, I'm not one of those guys that freaks out about monetary policy, inflation. I think we're just in a different world because of technology. Inflation, it exists, but just look at what technology does for us. I think technology crushes inflation. Now, that being said, people are going to gold because they see all the Fed printing all these money, propping up the markets, etc. But again, what was the last line on the watch list? Look for week open red to greens all week. You got it Monday morning. NVAX did nothing, but remember, this is a weekly watch list. These are stocks to watch all week. NVAX set an alert at new 52-week highs. You get new 52-week highs on a virus play, you got yourself a trade, son. PSTI, same thing. PSTI was nice. It gapped up this morning. I don't know if there was really a trade this morning. I didn't. I was looking for more of a dip and rip style on PSTI that we never got. But what I'll tell you this, much like NVAX, I mean, PSTI sideways all day, but still closed up 15%, 14%, and it touched a new 52-week high today. I'm telling you, keep it simple. Don't try and overcomplicate this stuff. I mean, it's just, I mean, again, look at works. Okay? You guys want it. I get asked a lot about the dip and rip pattern. Look at works. You could have bought works at noon when it broke the high a day. I mean, most people would be like, "Oh, you can't buy works at $10 a share. It's quote unquote up too much. How could you possibly buy works at $10 a share when it dip and rips?" Come on, man. You guys should know. What was different about works? This thing traded 100 million shares today. It's like a 5 or 6 million float stock. That's 20 times float rotation. Now I know you have to do volume projection. Okay, if you're not familiar with volume projection, it's just a simple idea. When you're looking at the pre-market volume, when you're looking at the early day volume, you've got to kind of do math in your head and figure out the daily volume. But works. When you get a 6 million float stock with a virus PR that trades 100 million shares on the day, and you buy high a day breaks where you know the shorts are stuck. I mean, the greatest thing about float rotation plays, when you've got these low float stocks that are air quotes up too much, you know people are stuck in these things short, and you know what they're going to do when it breaks the high a day. And I feel like sometimes a little bit of a broken record, but it's like, especially if you're under the PDT, you only need 1 or 2 setups. I mean, think about it. Most of you, I'm guessing, and listen, this is no put down, but I'm guessing most of you are on YouTube Live because you're new to this. If you're new to this, you probably have a small account. So you're probably under the PDT. So you should be looking at the absolute minimum number of setups to grow your account. In a virus hot sector play with a day one press release with ridiculous volume that's breaking the 52-week highs, that's breaking the high a day, that's breaking the pre-market high, that's, all these things. That's how you grow your account. You don't grow your small account trying to trade 10 different strategies. You just trade works, man. High and simple entries. High a day breaks. Set your risk. You still got to have a stop. I know, I think, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I know I can be very, I can be a little aggro, as they say. I can be a little aggressive and be like, I looked at my 23andMe the other day. I think I'm like 10% Neanderthal. So I've got some caveman in me. But I mean, they don't all work. I know I come on these webinars and I scream at you about float rotation. I scream at you about heavily shorted stocks with press releases trading unusual volume. Now, they don't all work. Not every single one of them works. But you set your stop, you stick to it, and when you catch it works, I saw a guy I saw a guy today, he tagged me on Twitter. This guy, I don't know who he was, and I don't know if this was real or not, but he put a screenshot. This guy made $1,000 on 150 shares of Works. I mean, that's how you grow your account. That's how you get over the PDT. I mean, the dude made, what is that? What's a 1,000? That's like $7 a share on 150 shares, and he made it grand. So, float rotation, hot sector, etc. And then ICD was the same thing. This is a terrible company, terrible stock. Spikes on Thursday. Remember, Friday we were closed. Spikes on Thursday. Still closes up 400% on the day. And then look at that blue line. Okay, let me get my cursor out of the way. You see that blue line? What is that? It's just the previous day's high. This thing breaks the previous day's high at 345. It's a micro float. I mean, ICD has barely, ICD is as low float as they get. It's trading 20 million shares into the market close. It breaks that high a day, which is also the previous day's high a day, and then proceeds to spike $2.50 a share into the close. It's after 8 p.m. right now. It's a NASDAQ, or it's an NYSE, so it's not trading. But it closes at 1375 and probably runs tomorrow. Simple levels, price plus volume, float rotation, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, all right, guys, let me hit some Q&A. And then let's, remember I am going to be on Instagram Live every single day. Sometimes I think I may be insane, but I'm live on Instagram every day from now until May 1st. So if you're on Instagram, follow Stocks to Trade. I'll be there in the morning. And then what else? I was going to say something else. Too much going on. Talk about a busy day. DeAndre says, Detroit checking in. What's up, DeAndre? Will you please discuss entries on fast-moving stocks? I've had to cancel so many Works orders, and then I felt like I was chasing. $500,000. Just like I tell you, I would look for previous day's highs. I would look for new high days. I would look for whole dollar, half dollars. Those are basic. Red to greens. Obviously Works never went red to green. But just all these simple levels. Whole dollar, half dollars, red to greens, previous day's breaks, high day breaks. I signed up for breaking news. How do I get the messages? So you just open up a chat window, and then you'll see the breaking news in your chat window. So right there, they're titled breaking news, and they're highlighted in blue. Traded ICP, dip and rip, and the VWAP hold. Thanks. Nice work, Joey. JP Morgan earnings tomorrow. What are my thoughts? Just react. I don't know. JP Morgan, I don't know what the chart is. Probably a mess, isn't it? There's a little bit of a gap to fill. React. Don't try and guess on earnings. But Torin King, the biggest thing I can tell you is we are in. So, and I'm not bashing JP Morgan or anything else. It's just we're in the hot. I've been day trading for 15 years. We are in the hottest sector. This is the hottest hot sector I've ever seen. Okay? So, not saying JP Morgan isn't a trade, But man, I'm going to be looking for the next Works. I'm going to be looking for the next virus play because there's been a lot of hot sectors. This is the hottest of the hot. So it's getting cold in Michigan again. I know. Notice the hoodie and the stocking cap are back. I think last week I had a t-shirt on. I had to bring back the hoodie and the stocking cap. Is Remington okay? Jeez, oh Pete, yes. Yes. Remington is my black lab. Andy, yes, Remington is fine. Remington pretty much never leaves my wife. She babies him. No, he's got it rough. When he does come outside, so this is my home office. This is a separate building from the main house. There's a doggy door downside or downstairs. So if he does get cold when he's outside 20 minutes a day in the winter, if that, he can just come in the doggy door, come upstairs, and he, like, you might have seen him on the couch a few times during these webinars. So yeah, Remington's fine. Don't worry about him. How do you sign up for the weekly watch list? Just go to stockstotrade.com/watchlist. Can you order STT on a month-to-month basis? Yes, my friend. Just go to stockstotrade.com/orders. No, just try STT plans/plans. Yep. So not orders/plans. And yes, you can do month to month. I already talked about PSTI. Bazilla Whoop. Yo, Tim. Did your afternoon method on Tesla in at 639, out at 650. Well done, Bazilla Whoop. Do you think drone delivery will take off? Yes. Very interested in drone delivery. Expa. I'm not a big fan of Expa. I like Roku. Abel de Krim. Roku's a quarantine play, a shelter-in-place play. Netflix hit new 52-week highs today. I mean, it makes sense. So yeah, I like Roku. Works had 4 patterns, including Timmy Sykes' panic dip. Agreed. Works was amazing today. Thank you. Puneet says, thank you for the knowledge you're sharing, watching your lessons on YouTube every day. Spotted some similar plays today. Haven't played any just yet. Watching the chart to see how these pan out. Puneet, take it slow. Take it slow. And this goes for all of you. Puneet, one of the biggest reasons so many people blow up in this niche is people want to, run before they can walk. Take it slow, Puneet. The markets will always be here. What do you think about entering as a swing or long-term on stocks like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft? Carlos, I think, time will tell. I think we will look back at spring 2020. Carlos, if you buy Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft, respect. I'm just not a long-term guy. But I will tell you this. I think we will look back on spring 2020 and be like, oh, how dumb was I not to buy Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft? I'm thinking of like Tommy Boy. Remember the movie Tommy Boy? Where I'm such an idiot, And I think that if you have a long-term mindset, if you're not thinking about buying Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft, then you're Chris Farley in Tommy Boy. All right. Kelvin, speaking of Amazon, was it in at 1871, out at 2175? Well done. Where can I research about the best stocks to buy? Last question. I'm going to wrap up here. Ibare, I'm probably butchering your last name. Ibare, the biggest thing I would tell you, sign up for that free watch list. Okay? I know again, I'm a broken record, but it's free. I give you 5 stocks every week. The other thing I could tell you is just be here, be here for these. Watch all the videos on YouTube of all this. Stocks to Trade has hundreds of videos on YouTube. Listen to the Steady Trade podcast. All right? And these are all, everything I'm mentioning is free. Okay? YouTube's free. Podcast is free. Watchlist is free. Start there. Okay? Then, if you really want to get in depth, check out Stocks to Trade Pro. I did 3 webinars in Stocks to Trade Pro. I'm doing 2 tomorrow. I'm doing 2 every day. I've done 1,991 webinars as of today. I'm going to hit 2,000 webinars in Stocks to Trade Pro, I think, next week. So take advantage of the free stuff. Look at that. 1,991 webinars in 4 years. 4 years. 2,000 webinars at an average length of 45 minutes. Okay? So start with the free stuff. Then if you really want to get in, check out Pro. Instagram Live, 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm doing 8:30 a.m. on Instagram Live every day until May 1st. Every day until we get out of this mess. So, all right, guys, great stuff tonight. Watchlist was on point this week. I always, I'm gonna finish with this pretty much every time, but I know it's a scary world out there. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you're in a city. You can't leave the house, But what I want you to do is remember, adversity is part of life. I did a presentation this weekend for Traders for a Cause. I talked about the fact that Isaac Newton made 5 breakthroughs under quarantine. Shakespeare wrote King Lear while under quarantine. I know it's hard to do this, but if you're stuck at home, man, and you're not getting better, smarter, faster in these last few weeks, this month, whatever the period is, you gotta watch Tiger King. I get it. You have to watch Tiger King. I watched it. But after you watch Tiger King, focus on yourself. Come out of this mess a better version of yourself. If the quarantine started on April 1st or whatever it was, be smarter, faster, stronger on May 1st. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next time.